Yediyurappa-ji, the Honorable Chief Minister of Uttarakhand, and friends. We have all assembled here for a very solemn occasion. To be at a condolence meeting of somebody who is very dear to us is an emotional exercise. But if someone who had a face as smiling as this, and that is the permanent memory of Ananthkumar that we have, the pain itself becomes much larger. He was still very young. He still had to perform some part of his family obligations. At a very young age, he started his public life and his political career. He had risen to be one of the frontline leaders of the country. And there were many years of active public service that awaited him. But destiny perhaps had thought otherwise. And this untimely death snatched away somebody who was not merely an MP, a minister, a leader, but almost everyone who dealt with him regarded him as a close friend. I came to know him when he was just new in the ABVP. I was a few years older than him. And around that time, in a year or so, I was moving from the ABVP and the BJP had just been formed. He remained in the ABVP for a considerably long period. And that association more than 40 years ago culminated into a close personal relationship, a friendship, more than a political relationship. And I had an opportunity to see those aspects of him which not many people otherwise may have seen. I was in Delhi, he was in Bangalore. When he came to the BJP, we would meet at our national executive meetings. I remember there was a time when, while practicing law, I used to come to the Karnataka High Court. So I would telephone him in advance, a day or two earlier. And as soon as I came back, flew from Delhi at night in a hotel, he would be waiting for me. Until 2 o'clock past midnight, we will be just discussing party affairs, organizational affairs, friends, and what's happening. We would eat together. And then, as he grew in the organization, he became a member of parliament, he came to Delhi. Very soon he became a minister. And for some reason, because that was the association when I used to come to Bangalore, instead of referring to me by name, he used to call me Vakil Sahib. And that was the informality of relationship that he had developed. He would tell me that where are you today taking us for dinner? Every time we had our national executive meetings. So he, Venkaiah-ji and me, and if somebody else also came across, that informal relationship, friendship, discussing politics, party, national affairs, it continued. He became an inseparable part of the National Party. He worked hard. He sacrificed his career, he sacrificed his large part of his personal and family life. And from a Navy VP, ordinary worker, to a office bearer, to a BJP General Secretary in the state, at one stage, State President, All India General Secretary of the party, Secretary of its Parliamentary Board, which is the highest position, a minister in 2 governments, an MP 6 times, a Prabhari of several states as complicated as Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, and several other states. He had become an integral part of our organization's political structure. I've been looking back as to what was the best for him. Was the best position for him that he became an important minister? He was a part of the core team of the party. He was a decision maker of the party. A minister. But I think if there was a single largest contribution for which he will be remembered, he, along with Yediyurappa ji, all other senior party leaders, Ishwarappa ji, Sadananda Gowda, Jagdish Shekhar, I see a lot of them here, and thousands of others, started working for the BJP in Karnataka when we were considered a party of North India. We had a nominal presence in the state. And then came the late 90s where this team was fully active. Our optimum was to win about 40-45 seats in the assembly. Win about 4 MPs. And I remember in 2004 I was the Prabhari of Karnataka. And I had at least 2-3 more opportunities to be in the state. He was the state president. And all of us together, the people I have named, Yediyurappa ji would remember, we would meticulously plan out that this is a great opportunity for us to leap forward. And from what was a marginal party, an incidental player, we became the largest symbol. Let's have alliances wherever they help us. Who should be the candidate? And much was written in the newspapers that some of our leaders, Yediyurappa ji and he, would not see eye to eye. But this was a combination I saw. They would discuss and finally always come with an agreed solution. And when any one of the two would meet me, they would not even take the other man's name. They referred to each other. What is the view of my good friend? So when Yediyurappa ji said good friend, it meant Ananthkumar. When Ananthkumar said good friend, it meant Yediyurappa ji. And they would always come with an agreed solution. And then once we leapfrogged into that situation, there was no looking back. In 2008, we got a majority. Since then, we have been a very large party. We sent a very large contingent of members of parliament. Karnataka, and it opened the doors for us for southern parts of India. Getting positions, winning elections, getting recognition yourself is one thing. But to establish the organization as the center stage of what territory originally was not yours. And I think Ananthkumar ji and this team will be always remembered for that situation. He was always smiling, he was always enthusiastic, he would cheer us up. I remember once, both as leaders of opposition, Sushma ji and I went to Jammu and Kashmir. The government planned to arrest us on entry. So Ananthkumar said, I will come with you. So he unscheduled accompanied us. We were arrested at the airport, all three of us. And at midnight we were dropped at some unknown place where some Karyakartas from neighboring state of Punjab came, organized some meals for us. And next day when we went back to the state again, we were arrested. This time we were kept in a makeshift prison, a building which was converted into a prison. So there was a lot of anger amongst the workers. So Ananthkumar came to me and I thought it is something serious he is planning. And he would say, this was the characteristic of the man. I am told this Kashmiri food here is very unusual, but it is available some 70-80 kilometers away. You know this area, can you organize it for both of us tonight? So I telephoned somebody. That was the lighter side of the man. And he waited till 11 o'clock since those people came and would even cheer us up when the situation looked otherwise. As a minister, he held various departments in Vajpayeeji's government and Modiji's government. But as parliamentary affairs minister, his ability to connect with people, that proved to be his best talent. That was his, as Rakesh Singh ji said, as his chief whip, that was his glorious moment. It was his glorious moment because he, with his pleasant smiling face, he always succeeded in connecting with the opposition. And if we take various sessions of parliament in the last 10-15 years, the maximum amount of government legislative business may have taken place during his tenure. And that was because he had a soft personality, a cheerful pace, polite, never raised his voice with people, would be very persuasive and go and persuade them. I was myself not in the best of health and underwent a surgery when I heard that he was not well. And then the best of treatment was given to him, but perhaps we were all worried about him, we were concerned, but then destiny snatched him away from us. A few months before that, about 3 months before that, we had lost one of our tallest ever leaders, Vajpayeeji. When he left us, after a very long, distinguished service to this nation, I started reading, since he was known to be probably the greatest speaker and parliamentarian India has seen, a large number of, I went through his record, there is a publication of several volumes of his speeches. And I found that many great speeches, but his best ones were more when he paid a tribute to a colleague or another leader when he went away. So one of his speeches when he was still in his late 30s to a very tall national leader who had passed, I found was probably his most outstanding speech. And today, I knew I was coming here, so I decided to reread one paragraph of it. And even 60 or 55 years after that speech was delivered, to me it looked that a lot of it was written for our friend Ananthkumar. I'll just read that one paragraph to you. So it was spoken for somebody else. And in Parliament, in the early 1960s, in the mid-60s, he had said about a departed colleague, एक सपना था जो अधूरा रह गया, एक गीत था जो गूंगा हो गया, एक लौ थी जो आनंद में विलीन हो गई। सपना था एक ऐसे संसार का जो भय और दुख से रहित हो, गीत था एक ऐसे महाकाव्य का जिसमें गीता की गूंज और गुलाब की गंध थी, लौ थी एक ऐसे की दीपक की जो रात भर जलता रहा, हर अंधेरे से लड़ता रहा, हमें रास्ता दिखाकर एक प्रभात में निर्वाण को प्राप्त हो गया। मृत्यु ध्रुव है, शरीर नश्वर है, कल कंचन की जिस काया को हम चंदन की चिता पर चढ़ाकर आए, उसका नाश तो निश्चित था, लेकिन क्या ये जरूरी था कि मौत इतनी जल्दी और इतनी चोरी छिपी आती? सब संगी साथी सोए पड़े थे जब पहरेदार बेखबर थे। हमारे जीवन की अमूल्य निधि लुट गई, भारत माता शोकमग्न है, उसका एक लाडला राजकुमार हो गया। When I read this, I said to myself that though this was said about somebody else, none of us can match Vajpayeeji's language. But today, if I repeat it, every word seems to be conveying the sentiment which is there in the hearts of each one of us. Tejaswini ji, we share your grief and sorrow. Millions and millions of people, party workers and other sympathizers stand with you, and we'll always live with this very pleasant face and a pleasant memory of our dear Ananthji. Thank you.